Okay, well, hello everyone. Welcome to welcome event two in our of the Encode Hackathon. We had our kind of first one last week with our first half of sponsors, and this is the second one with our, I guess, second half of sponsors in no particular order. I'm going to quickly talk about kind of the hackathon in general, and what happens. For those of you that were here last week, this will be a bit of repetition. Some of you have joined the hackathon since last week, so have never seen this before. So this is very much to your benefit. Everything today will go online on our YouTube and on our Discord and in the Hacker Pack that you should have received. So all slides will be there too. So you don't feel like you're going to miss out on anything. So let's talk through the basics first. What you should know this already. What is the Encode Hackathon? It's a 10-week hackathon for students and hackers worldwide to build a blockchain project on the various technologies of the parts we have concerned. We have over 75 universities joining us, mainly the constituent blockchain entrepreneurship and computing societies in these universities. And the core concept is that you're going to learn a lot about blockchain. You're going to answer some nice sponsor challenges and be rewarded by amazing prizes and fanfare and all very good things. Encode is we are the ones that organize it, if you don't already know that. And we do a lot of different things to kind of foster this university blockchain community and this hacker community, and really make it a fantastic place for you to come together to learn about blockchain and ideally build the next generation of fantastic killer applications that are going to go and get users and go and get investment. And we've had a outstanding track record in that respect. In the last 6 months, 2 projects have raised quite a lot of money. Reflexer Labs, which came third in our winter hackathon, and Euler, which won our summer hackathon, have both gone on to raise a combined 2.5 million, and will hopefully be doing massive things in the DeFi space over the next 6 months. So we want to see the next Euler or Reflexer kind of emerge. What do we do? This is a broad map of everything we do, but not particularly interesting from a hacker perspective. But it shows you that we're not just about hackathons. We're about the accelerators. We have our own investment club now to invest in the best projects. We run our events, and we really go the extra mile for you hackers. And that's all our lovely, some of our university partners, but that's not too important for today. We've had many hackers before, and we've had some great hackathons before, and we hope that you engage with our whole community on our Discord. I've already mentioned that below. I've put it in the chat. I think I've put the invite link in. I'll repaste it a bit later for those that joined late. But in general, please join the Discord because everything happens in the hackathon there, and we can provide the most support on the Discord. Weekly schedule. We are in, broadly, the hackathon divided in 2. We are actually in week 2, or the start of week 2. We are, the hackathon lasts 10 weeks. In general, this first, actually these are the wrong way around, ironically. The first 5 weeks is learning. The second 5 weeks is building. You can start building earlier than that. But in general, we think you should spend 5 weeks learning and enjoying the workshops and the different partners we have involved, and the second half get to hacking. We are, I think, the longest hackathon ever. We were doing our 10-week hackathons far before they were fashionable, these online hackathons. So we like that structure. In general, the dates look like this. From today, you're in the learning period. I think around mid-December, this is into week 6, you should start hacking. Submissions are on 17th of January, and then the prize giving, the final for the best projects, is in mid-Jan to early Feb. What happens during the hackathon in general? We have a lot of workshops, like kind of today is more of a info event, but we have a lot of workshops coming up with kind of all the partners. You'll have one-on-ones with our team to help you, so we can help you on an individual basis, learn about blockchain and mentor you and help build your project. I think this is something we do a little bit differently to other hackathons. We'll really go the extra mile to have 1, 2, 3, 4 calls with you to make sure you build the best hackathon project possible. Online hackathons can be a lot less social than the fantastic offline weekend events. This is our way to, a little way to kind of increase that engagement you would get normally in a hackathon. We'll have job opportunities for those who are interested in them. We've got some fantastic MAs with the leading speakers and the leading influencers in the space, so that you can learn off them. I want to talk about our sponsors. 3 of them we'll be presenting today, but a quick word on them. We're delighted to be joined by Binance and also the Binance X team. Binance are obviously a name that goes without introduction, quite frankly, and the huge leader in the space, and do some amazing things, not just with their fantastic exchange, not just with the fantastic Binance Smart Chain, but I've noticed over the years that the amount they've done for developer education, for supporting developers through their fellowship and their platform has been outstanding. And there's a reason so many companies come through the kind of the Binance ecosystem. So we're so delighted to have Ron, Flora, Tech, and the whole team joining us this time round. We have Avalanche joining us also on the gold side. We have Polkadot joining us. We have Raiden, who will be speaking today, a fantastic layer 2 platform. Jacob will introduce their kind of what's happening with them and their challenges. We have Teller, the Oracle, and we have Beam joining us on the privacy side. Alex is going to speak to us today about Beam's technology and what you can do with Beam during this hackathon. In general, I'm going to paste the link for all the challenges here. Someone squiggled on my screen, which is so rude. But you can answer a sponsor challenge, or we have the open track where you can build absolutely anything you want during the hackathon, and it's something a little bit different to other hackathons. We really, if we've got a killer idea that you think is amazing but doesn't quite fit into the sponsor challenge, we still want to see it, and we still want you to build that project in the hackathon. You can combine more than one challenge. All the challenges come with prizes. You can answer more than one challenge if you so want to. I'm going to paste all the links because we've got some handy links available after this. We offer the top 10 to 12 projects in the hackathon. We put into a final, and in this final, we invite some investors, investor friends, and these top projects we think in the hackathon will be competing for 3 overall prizes: 3K, 1.5K, and £500. And this is a token, kind of nice extra thing, which is available to all of you to win. Moving swiftly on. We have some fantastic resources. I'll share these afterwards. We have the big hacker pack. I hope you've all seen that. You read that. I put all the general information about the hackathon there, and it's a nice kind of document that you can use as a one-stop shop. We have on Discord developers from all of our sponsors sitting there ready to help you if you have any technical questions, or you can go onto their specific Discords and Slacks. We have obviously our Discord. We have a fantastic event series, which I'll paste the link for that after this. We have our Medium and we have our YouTube that you can all get lots of support from and lots of cool things about the hackathon. So what's the submission process look like? It's very simple. We keep it as simple as possible. You submit a demo, a code base, and a presentation if you so want to. After that, we will judge everything and in conjunction with the sponsors and decide our prize winners. But you've got till 17th of January, so plenty of time. The submission link, if you do want to, there are people that want to submit already. If you do want to submit, the link is in the hacker pack. You can submit from today. I don't recommend it. You should spend more time on it, but you could theoretically submit from today. Post-hack, we have our accelerators that we kind of support the best hackers with. We have our new Invest Club, which is a small investment kind of vehicle investing in the best hackers and kind of university researchers at the earliest possible stage. That is there and available. And I mentioned these 2 case studies before, Euler and Reflexer, who did particularly well and raised, and Stefan, I know, was also a Binance fellow, or is a Binance fellow. So Binance were supporting him extremely well throughout the last kind of 12 to 18 months. Few FAQs. Can you add teammates anytime? Yes, just please message me with their names and your team lead name. I just have a spreadsheet with all the team's details. Can you do more than one challenge? Yes, you can. Don't do too many, but you can do more than one if you're feeling particularly efficient. Max team size is 6. If you ask nicely, it could be more, but I know that it's very unrealistic that teams will be anything bigger than kind of that size. So yeah. Then if you're not from university, can you still participate? Of course you can. We've never turned a smart hacker away, but this hackathon is kind of themed around universities, so the large majority of people are. If you are a smart hacker, you absolutely can still participate. And next week, coming to the end of what I want to say, We have Intro to Blockchain 2 with the Intro to Blockchain 1 on Monday. For those looking to learn about blockchain from the basics, that is on Monday. On Tuesday, we have a workshop Binance. And Wednesday, we have a kind of bigger workshop. We are doing kind of 2-in-1, 2 back-to-back with Raiden and Teller. So that is one to join if you're interested in either of those challenges or partners. And on Thursday, we have the Polkadot workshop. And well, I will, before I talk about the speakers, I think Leah has shared all of the documentation that you might need about the hackathon. Message us if there's any kind of questions on that. But now I want to introduce the first of our three speakers. They're going to give introductions about their companies and on their challenges and how you can engage with them in the hackathon. And so I want to first welcome Flora to the stage to speak. I need to unmute Flora. But Flora is going to speak on behalf of Binance, and I'll hand over to Flora now, who can say in much better terms about Binance. Go for it, Flora.
Great, thanks, Anthony. Hello, everyone. I'm Flora from Binance X, and we have Ron Kai and Joe from our team. I'm going to shut my video temporarily and just share my screen. Can everyone see my screen now?
Yeah.
Great. All right. So for the next 15 minutes, I will give you a quick overview of Binance, Binance X, and the Binance Smart Chain. As many of you probably already know, Binance is the largest crypto exchange by trading volume. In this crypto and blockchain ecosystem, we think we are an infrastructure provider, and we have a suite of financial products to serve our millions of our users. We believe in freedom of money, and that is a critical piece, we think, to provide improvement to lives of people around the world. And engineering is in our DNA. Our founder, CZ, was trained as a software developer, and we have a culture to build first and talk about it second. Our user trusts Binance for our security and performance. Our centralized exchange can process up to 1.4 million transactions per second. And we have the largest amount of liquidity, and our trading volume per day is upwards of $2 billion on average. We're serving global customers from 180 countries. Our product interface is presented in 15 languages, and we are a truly decentralized organization with teammates from over 40 countries and regions. Binance actually started around 2.5 years ago, and in the first year, we were merely a crypto-to-crypto only spot trading platform. I actually joined Binance around 2+ years ago as an investor to Binance Labs, which was our investment arm. In Binance's second year, we actually have a lot more products, such as futures, lending, margin, and we launched our first blockchain called Binance Chain, and also our Binance DEX. This is our decentralized exchange. And we also started to focus on fiat gateways. In the early days of Binance, as a crypto-to-crypto exchange, our users need to get crypto via alternative means and send their crypto into Binance before they can start trading. And we have started a corporate-wide effort to shorten this user journey for our users. By the third year, we are now supporting most of the major currencies in the world, and that list is growing. We also launched our second blockchain around 2 months ago, the Binance Smart Chain, which I'll share more about it with you later. I want to highlight some of the department or products that you might find interesting from Binance. The first one is Binance Labs, which is one of our investment arms today. A lot of people asked us about our investment principles. I want to share with you that our focus is really to identify great talents. We believe great entrepreneurs will gravitate towards great opportunities, and we want to be there to support their journey and do everything that we can to help them succeed. You probably have also heard about Binance Launchpad. That is our IEO platform. We have recently launched a sister product called the Binance Launch Pool. In this service, we actually connect users in our centralized exchange with new DeFi projects. So our CeFi users can provide initial liquidity to these new DeFi projects with a single click. Binance Academy has a lot of easy to understand articles that explains many crypto and blockchain concepts. If you're new to the ecosystem, you might find there are just so many terminologies in this space. Apart from many serious sort of cryptography methods like zero-knowledge proofs that require in-depth studies, you will actually get a lot from just having a good understanding of all the different terms that people use in the ecosystem. And I encourage you to check out Binance Academy for these friendly reading articles. We also have Binance Research, where you can find data-driven research analysis and insight into many of blockchain projects. We also have a charity arm where we focus on bringing transparency into philanthropy. And you probably heard about our Trust Wallet. This is a non-custodial mobile wallet that is trusted by more than 5 million users. It supports most of the coins and tokens in the blockchain ecosystem, and it has many functions for users to participate in DeFi. And if you haven't heard, BNB is a native asset on Binance Chain as well as the Binance Smart Chain. Most of you probably know that you can use BNB as a payment for fees on Binance.com to get a discount. You probably didn't know that Binance can be used in quite different services today. For example, you can book travel. Personally, I can't wait till this pandemic to be over and we can all travel again. Now that I give an overview of Binance, I'll share a few things about Binance X with you. This is a group that I belong to inside Binance. We are a developer ecosystem initiative to get more people to build on Binance products, as well as the overall blockchain ecosystem at large. Two important metrics our teams are focused on are the number of active developers, as well as the number of great entrepreneurs in our ecosystem. We have a fellowship program where we actually reward 60+ projects with grants to build open source building blocks and conduct fundamental blockchain research. We also have are running a Binance Smart Chain Accelerated Fund where we have allocated $100 million to kickstart the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem. We're also running a volunteer program where passionate technical evangelists, many of them from colleges, share our ecosystem updates with their local communities or in their campuses. We're also actively asking them to look out for blockchain native use cases. So that's Binance X. Let's talk about sort of our first blockchain, Binance Chain. The Binance Chain is a high-performance chain based on Tendermint with 1 second block time and 1 second finality. The design consideration of Binance Chain was primarily based on having to run the Binance DEX, which is our decentralized exchange. Binance DEX is based on the order book model without any custody of user funds or user private keys. And there's no user registration. It's completely transparent. One of the most frequent features that we heard from developers who are building on Binance Chain was the capability of running smart contract. Therefore, we launched Binance Smart Chain, and the launch was actually just 2 months ago. The Binance Smart Chain is an EVM compatible blockchain with very low transaction fees. It is compatible with most of existing Ethereum development toolsets. It is faster because it has a different consensus layer. It's our proof of stake authority is a combination of proof of stake and proof of authority. we actually have encountered quite a lot of developers that come to us saying that their existing use case do not work with the high gas fee of Ethereum today. We're happy to provide a playground for these developers to innovate and test out their use cases. Here are some activity stats that we see from the Binance Smart Chain in the past 60 days since relaunch. We have already seen more than 300,000 unique addresses being generated, 100 to 150,000 daily transactions. Gas fee has been average of 5 cents. And Binance Smart Chain is fairly decentralized today already. There are 31 validators competing for the 21 validating spots. We actually start with first 21 validators that are mostly our node or nodes run by organizations that we trust. Today, there are 10 more of these validators, and many of them, we don't know who they are. Anyone can join to be a validator by following a few steps and some requirements. And it is not always possible to list all the dApps on the blockchain, but here are some projects that we have identified that are running or integrated with BSC today. There are wallets, stable coins, different swaps, as well as many infrastructure projects. We'll actually introduce to you some great projects that will make it easy for you to build your project on Binance Smart Chain and future workshops. We have also recently launched the Build Reward program for Binance Smart Chain. We have allocated $5 million to give rebates for gas used by calling smart contracts. You need to register first. The reward will be accumulated immediately upon registration. We'll distribute these rewards every month, and it's currently at around 30% of gas fee that will rebate for the projects that receive these rewards. Another service that we launched recently is a project called the Binance Bridge. You might have heard of it mentioned as Panama, but Binance Bridge is a new name. We talked about earlier our sort of dual chain blockchain infrastructure. We are ourselves experimenting with different ways to transfer assets between our two chains. And we do see that interoperability is a critical challenge in the blockchain ecosystem. We actually did invest in a company with smart founders from MIT, Algorand, to have a decentralized solution for interoperability. The company is called Axler. They just recently emerged from stealth. But solution like that will take some time. In the meanwhile, at Binance, we provide an intermediate solution for centralized bridge, where assets can be sent from and to other blockchains. We leverage so that temporarily the trust of people has on Binance to lock and wrap tokens in and from another blockchain. There are no transaction fees, but you do have to pay all the network fees. Binance accounts are not required, but there's and also there's an API for the service. I do encourage you to check that out. All right, I hope that's a good general overview for you. Now let's talk about our Encode Hackathon bounties. We actually are giving a very, very generic requirement for you. Build the best dApps onto our blockchain. I do believe that we need a lot more killer use cases in the blockchain ecosystem. And we look to you to think about potential use cases around your lives, the lives of your relatives or friends. Always remember the quality of a blockchain: trustless, openly accessible, transparent, and composable. And see if you can leverage these attributes and use blockchain to solve a problem around you. And we're actually very much looking forward to what you come up with. One last thing I sort of want to show you is that the sort of rapid growth of Binance. And if any of you are interested in become an entrepreneur, I do encourage you to read about CZ, who is our founder, who was many years ago, he was a computer student like many of you. And I think there are definitely a thing or two you can learn from him. I think that's all I have prepared for you. Thank you for your time, and I hope it's been useful. I have our website posted here, and you'll be able to learn more and reach us there.
Awesome.
Right. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you very, very much for that fantastic presentation, everyone. All the information for that will be posted up later today. And if you have any questions for Flora, please post them in chat, or if you have questions about Binance in general, you can post on Discord. Okay, so now we are moving swiftly on to our second presentation, which is Jacob from Raiden. Jacob, I need to unmute you. Very good. All good. So I'll hand over to Jacob now to tell us more about Raiden, their technology, and their challenges. Go for it.
Thank you, Anthony. Do you guys see my? Probably do. Great. All right. Yeah, cool to see so many of you here today. I'll make it a bit short. But yeah, basically, what like the problem that we solve with Raiden is that Ethereum doesn't scale very well. And as we saw with the recent DeFi run, it was very much at its limits. So we definitely need ways to solve this. And one way is with Raiden. And Raiden is probably the best scalability solution for payment and token transfer use cases. So if your hack in any way needs payments at scale, you probably could benefit from using Raiden. So in a nutshell, what Raiden does is it's simply an API that allows you to run some infrastructure that makes off-chain payments for you. So you don't do all your payments on-chain, but I'll get back to that briefly. So the fun part first, the prices. Price number one is if you create a hack or a project that utilizes Raiden to do scalable and fast ERC20 token transfers, then this is the first price basically. So this is quite broad and easy to do. And for any like quality submission, we would like to reward $200 worth of Raiden tokens for this specific challenge. And then for the bigger, more defined challenge is to create a hack that somehow activates deposits through some DeFi platform or another to generate yield or interests while these funds are locked in the Raiden protocol. So basically, when you use Raiden, you have to deposit some funds, and these funds are just standing still doing nothing. So we thought it would be interesting in these DeFi times if some people would be looking into how we could activate these funds somehow and benefit the users even more. And this will be rewarded with $2,000 worth of Ardian tokens. So this is definitely a harder task, but I think it's also a task that will teach you a lot if you decide to work on it. So yeah, back to what Raiden does. It's super easy to have to integrate Raiden and do very fast payments in your dApp in just a couple of lines of code. We've seen at previous hackathons, we've seen projects that build a really cool use case and utilize Raiden really nicely, and they basically had 3 or 4 lines of code that had actually anything to do with Raiden itself, because we just expose an easy to use API that takes care of most of the stuff for you. So it is indeed quite easy to build something on top of Raiden. As you probably heard before, Raiden uses layer 1 as a settlement layer and layer 2 for local consensus. So what this means is we have all the security benefits from the Ethereum blockchain itself. And then we use layer 2 to have local consensus between two nodes that have a payment channel open with each other. Okay, this is not so important. So what is a payment channel? I'll briefly talk about that. So right now, basically, everyone needs to know everything that happens. Like everyone on the blockchain needs to know everything that happens. So if Alice sends 5 DAI to Bob, everyone needs to know, and that's not very efficient in all cases. So that's why we build Raiden that utilize the layer 1 technologies to get security, and then we do payment channels that allow for off-chain payments. So how it works is Alice and Bob deposits tokens in a smart contract. So this deposit is what I talked about before for the challenge. Just sitting still would be cool to activate it somehow. Then Alice and Bob agree off-chain on like final distribution and how the deposit should be distributed. All agreement consensus stuff happens locally between the two parties. So Alice and Bob can send back and forth as many payments to each other as they want. And only Alice and Bob know about this. And it's only when they go on-chain for settlement that the rest of the blockchain will know the netted balances, but they will not know if there was only one payment or if there was a million payments going on between them. So that's cool, but it's not super efficient this way. So what we then did was we made it into a network. So you can have payment channel networks where if there's a challenge between Alice and Bob and Eve, then Alice can send funds to Eve without having a channel to Eve by mediating them through Bob. So effectively, Alice only needs to have a couple of channels open to be connected to everyone else in the network. And this is where Raiden really starts to get powerful, because you can do payments to anyone you like who are part of the network. But yeah, I'll skip this. There's a bigger workshop on this next week. Just a quick note, we are currently building also a JavaScript implementation of Raiden. This will allow you to run Raiden anywhere in your browser, basically, and we're currently planning mainnet testing for this, so hopefully it won't be too long before it's on the mainnet. And yeah, for Raiden itself, we released a new mainnet release back in May that has some cool features, but I'll talk more about it in the workshop. If you already want to start learning more before the workshop, check out the docs or try out Raiden. We have like a small, easy to use thing that sets up some dummy nodes for you. And yeah, as Anthony already mentioned, please reach out on Discord. We'll be available there. And please, if you're interested in building anything on Raiden, join our workshop next Wednesday, where we'll be a bit more hands-on and go more in depth with how Raiden works and how to use the API. So yeah, don't know if I have time for questions, Anthony, or if there are any, but otherwise, yeah, join the workshop. It'd be nicer to ask questions there.
I think we will leave questions to chat and Discord just for the sake of efficiency.
All right, great.
Any questions?
Then,
please put them into chat. Sorry, what was that, Jacob?
No, it was fine. I would just say then hopefully see you next Wednesday.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you very much, Jacob. So a quick word from me quickly before we go on to our final speaker. Just to say that all the challenges for the hackathon can be found neatly on this lovely Medium post that Leah from our team wrote, and everything you can do in the hackathon. And then if you want to get even more in depth, we have a useful spreadsheet here, which has links to documentation, links to pardon me, links to everything here for you to kind of consider all the challenges side by side. Okay, Alex, do you want to share your screen and we go?
Sure. I cannot share my screen while you do, so you should stop.
Oh, I will stop.
All right, now I can share my screen.
Super.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Alex, and I'm tech lead for Beam. And we have entire 10 minutes together. So I will probably be speaking slower than usual, a lot of time. So Beam is a confidential cryptocurrency that was launched. Oh, I'm sorry, Anthony, can you mute because you're typing or?
Oh, I actually don't think it's me. I will.
Sorry, that was me.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So Beam is a confidential cryptocurrency that was launched about 2 years ago on January 3rd, 2019. It was a beautiful day, and it was 10-year anniversary of the Bitcoin Genesis block. So obviously also a very sentimental date. And Beam is a permissionless blockchain, just like Bitcoin, which means that anyone can download and run a node. And it has proof of work consensus, just like Bitcoin, only uses a different consensus algorithm. It has a one-time block, every like 1 minute block, and it has capped emission, just like Bitcoin with periodic halving, although the numbers are slightly different. And Beam is about basically the combination of three things. First of all, about privacy. Beam is private or confidential by default. All of the transactions are confidential. It's also about decentralization. All our solutions, we strive to make them as decentralized as possible. And it's a lot about usability. We invest a lot in making our products as easy to use as possible. And we will see like what I mean in the future. We have a rich ecosystem. We're listed on over 50 exchanges and accepted in about 200 different stores and services, most of them online. A lot of them have to do with privacy, such as VPN providers. We have a worldwide community, most of it on Telegram, but also on Discord and other places. And we have also ambassador programs. So we have ambassadors in different continents and different countries. And our community is very, very nice. I love them. Our development team is about 20 people, including developers, QA, and product and designers, and everybody who is working on our products. Everything we do is completely open source. And you can go to our GitHub and see everything that's being developed by Beam right now, including our projects that are organized and can show you what is going to happen next. And also everything we have built was built from scratch. We're not a fork of any existing project. We did not copy any existing projects. We have created everything ourselves. Most of the code is in C++. The core technology is in C++. But right now we are developing a lot of products in different technologies as well, as you will see. And we have wallets for all platforms, including desktop, Linux, Windows, and Mac, and mobile, iOS, and Android. And we also have web wallet in the works, so you can access Beam from any platform that you're currently using. We also provide integration APIs so that it is easy to integrate Beam into your store or your application. And all of the documentation is on our GitHub wiki as well. So under the hood, Beam is running a hybrid of two protocols. One is called Mimblewimble. For all of you Harry Potter fans out there, you might know what it is. And the second one is called Lilantus Mimblewimble. It's an adaptation of a Lilantus protocol. And together, these two protocols provide great confidentiality, making Beam one of the best privacy coins out there today. And in addition to that, Beam also has a lot of features, such as, for example, atomic swaps, which allow you to in a completely decentralized way to exchange Beam, for example, for Bitcoin or Litecoin, or some other currencies that we are currently adding. We also have Laserbeam, which is like direct payment channels, similar to the Lightning Network, if you're familiar with that. And we have also recently added support for confidential assets. So just like you can create ERC20 tokens in Ethereum, you can create new types of tokens on our chain, but it does not require any smart contracts, just a simple command. And you have a new completely confidential token all for yourself running on our chain that you can trade inside our wallets. 2 months ago, we have announced our plans to develop confidential DeFi platform on top of our already running blockchain. And it will include several very important features, such as smart contract support. We will have built-in decentralized exchange inside our wallet, so you can exchange these confidential assets that you have one for another from within our wallets. We also have developed a platform for building wallet applications. It's basically like a web application wrapped inside a container, running inside the wallet and using the wallet APIs. So you can create beautiful UI using web technologies such as HTML, JavaScript, and some frameworks, and it will be running either on your website or inside your wallet, any way you like. And one of the most important things, since Beam also does not want to become just a isolated ecosystem, we do want to integrate with other blockchains. We're working on decentralized bridges. Currently, we're working on Ethereum and Polkadot bridges, and we hope to expand that in the future. So as I said, these bridges are decentralized, so they don't require any trusted third party or not even federated. And this is one of the things that we invest a lot of efforts in building right now. And so actually tomorrow, like the real tomorrow, November 19th, we are launching our BeamX, which is a confidential DeFi experimental network. It's a very, very early version, which is publicly available of our platform. And the idea behind this launch is to work on this together with the community of both users and developers. And tomorrow we will have a party, which I think we will publish the details somewhere in the chat or somewhere else. And everyone here is, of course, invited. We will be doing fun stuff, running contracts on our chain and playing games on our chain, winning prizes and stuff like that. It's actually happening tomorrow. And obviously, our challenge is related to this platform, which is very new. And I think it's a very interesting opportunity because like unlike many already established chains, here you are actually developing something which is by itself being developed as we work along. So you can, for example, request to add features, or you can play with things that you cannot normally do in a more established platform. And your mission, should you choose to accept it, would be to design and develop perpetual swaps application, decentralized and confidential, of course, like everything on that platform. And even though it might sound like what perpetual who, so basically perpetual swaps is a variation of futures contract. It's very popular. It's used in Binance and BitMEX, and there are a lot of people out there trading it right now on centralized exchanges. And what we want to do is to develop confidential and decentralized version of this application on Beam platform and use it inside Beam wallets using some application that we develop as well. And it's a combination of technology and finance. So perpetual contracts is interesting financial instrument, and what we're going to do is to combine it with our technology, our cryptography, to build this application together. It's something that is new and relatively challenging, so it's not a very simple thing to do. But on the bright side, like what's in it for me, you get to design and develop real decentralized financial application, real DeFi application that we do want you to launch eventually. So people will actually trade using this application. I think it will be very interesting. In the process, you will learn to develop smart contracts for Beam platform. They are implemented in WebAssembly, so you can use a variety of programming languages. And WebAssembly is a well-known technology, so it has a lot of established tools and development environments. And it's something that's very useful outside the blockchain world as well. For the application, for the UI part of it, you will create some HTML, JavaScript, simple, relatively simple web application, or it might be complex as well. And you will work closely with the Beam team. We will create specific support channel just for this hackathon and for everyone who wants to work on this application. And we will consider it like part of our team. So you will have direct access to all our developers and to myself, obviously, and to everyone who will be able to help you, including adding features just for you if you need them, and helping you with all the stages of the development. Of course, there is a prize of 5,000 Beam first prize, and I think we will also have a lot of fun in the process, which is, I think, also very important part of this entire thing. Okay, how many minutes I have left? I think I'm done.
Awesome. Very good. Alex, there's a question waiting for you in the chat if you want to head over and answer that with Patrick. So I want to just say some final words, guys, before we end today. So I encourage you to, any questions you haven't had answered today, I haven't yet answered on Discord, on chat, you should ask now. But in general, please ask them on Discord. That's the place to kind of ask questions and get involved, and lots of technical support is there. In general, guys, thank you for joining today. I know a number of you had Zoom issues again. We're kind of investigating those, both getting into the call and weirdly during the call, which is bizarre. So we're gonna check that. I know that happened last week as well. I think we've got terrible bad luck with Zoom. 2 events with issues, and then an event a few months ago that got cancelled because Zoom was down. So yeah, we're slightly cursed. So we will explore that. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. We'll end there. I know it's lunchtime for those in Europe and late for those in the US. So this will be recorded. This will go online on our YouTube. I will get the slides from our fantastic speakers, Flora, Jacob, and Alex, and we'll share those in a post later today. But I want to say a big thank you to Flora from Binance and Binance in general, to Jacob and the team at Raiden, and Alex and the team at Beam. They're looking forward to seeing what you build in the hackathon, and so am I. So catch you all on Discord, everyone, and speak to you soon. Thank you very, very much.